On this episode of Siesta Key, Miami Moves, Kara moves out of Sam's Miami mansion. Christine learns about Brandon's past but still wants to date him. And we meet a new cast member, the Siesta Key subreddit. I'm Lizzie Frizzle, and this is the Recap Corner, now with 100 subscribers. I know I just talked about the channel gaining its 50th subscriber in the last video, but since then, the count has jumped to over 100, which is such a big deal. YouTube sent me an email with animated confetti in it to mark the occasion. It took me a long time to build up the confidence to do something as silly as talk to a camera about a reality TV show. And now that I am doing that, I'm having so much fun. Thank you all so much for the part you've played and continue to play in making it happen. So, today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 4, called He Was Flirting with Her. In it, Juliet attempts to answer the most important question that's ever been asked. Was Clark flirting with Meghan during the yacht party? But before we learn the truth, or what the show wants us to accept as the truth, we'll have to wade through the rest of the episode, which was as strange as it was poorly edited. There's a lot of talking, but not a lot actually happens. And by the end of the hour, the cast is already rehashing things that went on earlier in the episode. Juliet meets her new old friends, Amanda and Chloe, at the beach. They greet each other by calling themselves the Seven Sisters, then perform an accompanying handshake.
We're back together. Yeah. Better than ever.
Forever and ever.
Seven sisters.
We're gonna get through it together.
Who were the other four sisters? For their beach stay, everyone wears the JMP the Label bathing suit that best matches their personality. Speaking of, Juliet reveals that the PR ladies, Dara and Gwen, both of whom are thankfully absent from the episode, secured JMP the Label a runway presentation during the upcoming Miami Swim Week, the splashiest show of the year. But Amanda and Chloe only want to talk about Clark, as they often do. Has Juliet attempted to verify or debunk Meghan's rumor that Clark flirted with her? We learn that Juliet did confront Clark about it, and he denied, which seems like an important conversation for the show to film, but due to Clark's unwillingness to appear on camera, we just hear about it from Juliet instead. Rather than Siesta Key, Miami Moves, this season should have been called Siesta Key, Clark Doesn't Want to Film. Because we've heard about his filming hesitancy in every episode so far, and despite being a major character in a major storyline, I think he's appeared on screen less than even Madison, who's yet to be in anything this season other than the opening credits. Juliet wants to believe Clark and ignore Meghan's claims, especially given their history of mutual hostility. But Chloe insists that Juliet will look stupid if she doesn't keep digging for any morsel of truth within Meghan's rumor. It kind of comes off like Chloe thinks Juliet will have only learned the truth if she learns something bad about Clark. It's a shame Chloe wasn't at the yacht party that started the rumor. Because if she knew that Clark was flirting with Meghan, then Khloe could blackmail him about it in exchange for an expensive handbag, like she did to a different guy Juliet dated back in season 3, and we'd have a repeat of my favorite storyline in series history. Later, Amanda and Khloe hang out in front of several giant windows, the perfect place to repeat all the same stuff about Clark they already said during their scene with Juliet at the beach. They imply that Clark is secretive and that he doesn't want to film because there's truth to Meghan's rumor. But I don't care if Clark flirted with Meghan at the yacht party or not. I just want someone to reveal that he appeared on Summer House before Siesta Key. That's Clark's real secret. Regardless, Khloe takes the brave stance that it's wrong to flirt with people if you're in an exclusive relationship. An obviously scripted line used as a springboard for Amanda to introduce a new element to an ongoing storyline. While at the club on July 4th, a location and date that, when said in combination, sound like audience suggestions at an improv show, Lexie's boyfriend Mike was flirting with Amanda.
When we went out to the clubs with Mike, he was extremely flirtatious, smacking my ass, hanging all over me. And then all of a sudden it turned into getting sexual.
This was the wildest line in the episode. All of the sudden, Amanda, the guy was, per your words, slapping your ass. But don't worry, Amanda's felt guilty every day since. Just not enough to tell Lexie. Even though, to me, Amanda's confession feels like a major reveal, Khloe is unfazed. Because even if Mike was out of line, rumor has it that Lexie is too. Khloe claims that while in Del Rey, another city near Miami, Lexie was caught kissing some guy, not Mike. But the reason Khloe knows that is because she saw it on the Siesta Key subreddit. Several months ago, someone posted that they saw Lexie at a bar kissing some guy. But when asked for proof, they declined to provide any. Via her narration, Juliet brushes off the gossip as just a rumor. But even calling it a rumor gives it too much credence. We're talking about a no-proof comment in a single Reddit thread. Anyone could have written it. A random troll trying to start drama, Mike trying to offset his interactions with Amanda, a producer for the sake of initiating this storyline, a 9-year-old with internet access, and yes, maybe, a person who saw Lexie kissing some guy at a bar in Del Rey. Amid their philosophical discussion about the nature of flirting, Amanda and Khloe find time to talk business too, after Khloe gets bad news over the phone. The manufacturer for her skincare line, Emerald Ray, won't accept an order of less than 50,000 units. But Khloe can only afford to manufacture 5,000 units. That's a lot less. What will Khloe do? I don't know. And I don't know if it matters, because I also don't know if Emerald Ray is going to end up being a real company or not. Though I'd bet 50,000 units on not. But Khloe is just one of several Siesta Keysters with a questionable career storyline. Brandon's dad, Tony, visits him in Miami. They enjoy a traditional father-son shirtless workout, consisting of boxing, then sprinting in a patch of grass next to the road. They're both in such good shape that when they sit down to talk immediately after finishing their workout, neither is sweaty, out of breath, or the least bit tired seeming. Brandon talks about his son Quincy's swimming and soccer lessons, about working on music, a phrase he's probably said hundreds of times throughout the series, and about a new venture, DJing. How long until the party of the week is watching Brandon's DJ set somewhere? Brandon also tells Tony about Christine, but stresses that their budding romance is not serious. Tony advises Brandon to put it all out there, explain his situation, priorities, and life goals to Christine, then ask if she's in or out. Which seems like a good way to either turn a non-serious relationship serious or to scare someone off. Let's see how Christine responds. On their second date, Brandon and Christine ride bikes, then get creative cocktails at a cool spot the producers picked out. That Brandon knows. There, Brandon takes his dad's advice. Eventually, he decides to tell Christine about his messy, cheating-riddled past, but at first, he avoids telling her any actual information.
I've always been responsible, but I was a little edgy at one point.
Edgy.
That's a weird way to describe yourself if you're someone who tried to deny the existence of their kid until his mom contacted your mom. But finally, Brandon does put it all out there for Christine. Or at least most of it. He leaves out the denying paternity thing and the getting two girls pregnant at once thing, but one shameful confession at a time, I guess. Christine's response is one of the rare moments on this show when I'm laughing with someone.
Don't let me be one of these stories. No offense. It's your life, but...
No, trust me.
In the past and present, I often find Brandon to be one of the most difficult cast members to watch. But I actually liked this scene a lot. We learn that Brandon used to take hip-hop dance classes, and I think Christine, though new, might already be the best actor on the show. Both she and Brandon seemed like they were actually enjoying each other, which is more than I can say for some of the couples the show has churned out over the years. But still, a Brandon scene is a Brandon scene, and this one ends with him telling Christine some of the same old bullshit he's been spewing for seasons.
Sounds contradictory after I told you these stories, but when I'm feeling someone, when I'm with them, I just want to be with them.
You're right, Brandon. It does sound contradictive. While Christine begins her first doomed Siesta Key relationship, Meghan deals with the implosion of her own. Meghan and her friend Anna meet at a restaurant called Bacon Bitch.
Hi, bitches. Welcome. Can I get you bitches anything to drink?
I need a mimosa right now. I think we'll just get a bunch of side bitches to share.
Yeah, we're always the side bitches, right?
It kind of seems like a cross between Hooters and the Wieners Circle, and after Googling it once, I immediately learned that the owner's been accused of animal abuse. Meghan reminisces about the early good times between herself and Sam, but Anna warns her not to give him too much credit. Meanwhile, at his mansion, Sam wears cat ears as a necklace, while he and Jordana hungoverly discuss the kiss they shared at his 31st birthday party last episode. They agree that the kiss could negatively affect their friendship, and worse, unintentionally confirm the cast's suspicions that they've been secretly hooking up, or at least been into each other while living together. And that's not the only reason their living arrangement isn't exactly working out. The morning after the birthday party, Sam's mansion is trashed. But that's not too different from how it's looked all season. Even though cleaning is one of the things Jordana's supposed to do in exchange for free housing, she says she's too hungover to clean and leaves the mess for the cleaning service Sam pays for that regularly comes every week. But not everyone is willing to wait that long for a clean home. Without prior notice, Kara and her boyfriend Michael move out of Sam's mansion for the rest of the summer. Kara explains that she's type A about her living arrangements, that Sam and Jordana's constant partying is too hectic, and that she needs more privacy. Surrounded by dozens of dirty dishes, countless solo cups, and other day after the party trash, Jordana takes offense.
I am just very type A when it comes to living.
What's that, type A?
Like, orderly,
Okay.
for one.
This isn't good enough for you?
This might be my favorite moment of the entire season so far, partly because through a pretty uncomfortable conversation, Sam never takes off his cat ears necklace. As Kara and Michael leave, Jordana is annoyed at them for not giving more notice prior to leaving. And her day is about to get even worse. Later, Jordana and Meghan meet at a restaurant. There, Jordana apologizes for kissing Sam at his birthday party. Sort of.
At the end of the night, there was a lot of drinking going on. I wasn't like I did it to spite you, but I was upset, and I just didn't even think of you.
When Meghan questions why she should believe the apology, Jordana gives an answer that, as someone who watches a lot of reality TV, makes me think Jordana watches a lot of reality TV.
How do I know this hasn't been going on the whole time?
Get a polygraph test. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you the truth.
When Jordana brings up Meghan's ultimatum that she move out of Sam's mansion, Meghan doesn't respond. Twice. Eventually, though, she does muster up a response.
Meghan, I thought you were trying to get me kicked out of my house. Sam made it seem like you weren't comfortable with me and Sam's friendship. You weren't comfortable with that and you didn't want me there.
I don't care about any of that now.
Ultimately, the entire scene feels sort of pointless because since her introduction, it seems like more than with Sam, the relationship Meghan really wants is one with the show itself. And honestly, she might be onto something because some of the cast's relationships with people are going downhill fast. Juliet declares that she needs a solid meal with vegetables and healthy fats. So she meets Lexie at Sugar Factory for some of those fish bowls of alcohol. There, Lexie dishes about her deteriorating relationship with Mike. Or at least Lexie tries to dish about her deteriorating relationship until Juliet interrupts to talk about her own issues with Clark.
I'm just tired of hanging around.
When Sam and I were breaking up last summer, everyone kept asking me what was going on, and I was like, I actually don't have an answer for you.
When I watched the episode, I thought this was going to be a standard rehashing scene. But is it actually an escalation of Juliet being a bad friend like she was to Amanda and Chloe earlier in the season? Either way, Juliet awkwardly forcing her Clark problems into the conversation is another of my favorite moments from the episode.
What do I do about Clark?
Yeah, what happened?
Juliet debates whether or not she should trust Clark's denial that he flirted with Meghan or press him further like Phoenix Wright with a tan. Until she makes up her mind, just to be safe, Juliet tells Clark to stop hanging out with Meghan and to unfollow her on social media. He does. This episode, instead of a cast-wide event, everyone splits into 3 different groups to attend 3 different outings. None of which are really parties, but all of which are close enough. At the C storyline party, Kara, Christine, Meghan, and Anna meet for drinks and to talk about Juliet and Meghan's rumor-based rivalry. Meghan claims not to care what Juliet, Amanda, or Chloe, and probably Lexie too, I guess, think about her because they're all mean girls who don't even like each other. Anna adds that Juliet's group has nothing better to do than talk about Meghan's group. But most of this scene is of Meghan's group having nothing better to do than talk about Juliet's group. Do some magic to make it make sense, Anna. Christine also briefly shares about her successful second date with Brandon, and Meghan tells her that he was just waiting for the right girl to change his messy ways, which is kind of a mean thing to say about all the girls he mistreated and cheated on. However, it's clear Christine only praises Brandon so the editors can make him look suspicious when he turns up at the B storyline party, where Tanier is too. Mike invites the odd crew of Sam and Jordana and Brandon and Tanier over to his house to day drink in the pool. I love that even while in his own home, Mike is still just Sam's friend. Sam and Jordana get to the party first. Then Tanier arrives alone, so we think Christine is right when she says in the previous scene that Brandon's changed. Right after, Brandon shows up at the pool too. Not that he does anything with Tanier, but it's clear that this season we're supposed to wonder if Brandon has truly changed or not. And so far, it seems like the edit wants us to think probably not. Mike is sort of the fifth wheel at his own party. And it's because he and his girlfriend Lexie are barely speaking. He admits to the group that he's neglected her a little. When Sam grills him about flirting with Amanda, Mike says that Lexie is so distant, he feels single, and would have been honest about any bad behavior because he wouldn't have felt bad about it. He also claims that Lexie frequently parties for weekends at a time with her own friend group full of people no one in the Siesta Key cast knows. Does anyone out there know who this mystery friend group is? Because if they're more interesting than the Siesta Keysters, and let's be honest, they probably are, I'm totally down for next season to rebrand again, this time with a new cast as Siesta Key Del Rey Dreamin'. Until then, I'll just have to make do with the episode's new cast member, the Siesta Key subreddit, which makes another appearance as Jordana sends Mike the Reddit thread about Lexie's alleged cheating. Meanwhile, Lexie joins Amanda, Chloe, and Juliet at the A storyline party, Juliet's 25th birthday lunch. As is Siesta Key tradition, people immediately make the event about themselves. Amanda chooses now someone else's birthday lunch to tell Lexie about flirting with Mike. Only this time, she changes the story. Now, there's no ass slapping and no sudden sexual turns. Instead, Amanda tells Lexie that Mike was sad that night. She presents the flirting like it was her way of consoling him. Then she complains about Sam starting a rumor that she and Mike made out. A rumor we never hear Sam talk about and Lexie doesn't seem to know about. So its random shout out during this scene feels shoved in and out of context. Amanda's storylines follow the same pattern as those on Silicon Valley. The same basic narrative repeats over and over with slight variations. For Amanda, it's getting involved with guys her friends are dating, wanted to date, or just dated. It happened with Brandon at least twice. It happened with Will, who was barely on the show. It's starting to happen with Mike now, and according to the full season trailer, it's going to happen with Sam. I'd almost rather watch a storyline about her career as an aspiring filmmaker. Confronted with Amanda's confession, Lexie doesn't react. Like, at all. She is the most stoic cast member, but still. Chloe accuses her of flirting while she hangs out with her strange friends in strange cities. While I yell at the screen as Chloe inexplicably white knights for Mike, Lexie continues to be the coolest cucumber in her cocktail. Later, Juliet's college friend Sophie, introduced last episode, shows up to the birthday lunch. She wears emerald jewelry. Of course, Chloe, founder of Emerald Ray skincare line, notices and uses the opportunity to show off her own emerald wedding ring.
Is that emerald?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Why do you like emeralds?
Birthday.
Okay, yeah. Aw, baby.
I love emerald.
I love that.
That's her wedding ring.
It reminds me of like the Great Gatsby.
Oh, I haven't seen that. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Juliet invites Sophie to the birthday lunch so she can finally get the full scoop on what went down between Clark and Meghan on the yacht. And while Juliet likely gets the answers she's looking for, we don't. The scene is bizarrely edited. Basically, Sophie says that not only was Clark flirting with Meghan, but that he was also feeding her shots, which honestly has pretty sinister implications. But the way Sophie delivers her dialogue is strange. The scene is full of cuts, some of which don't include Sophie while she's speaking. There are moments when background audio gets abruptly cut off in obvious attempts at frankenbiting, and the position of Sophie's bangs constantly switches back and forth.
I was really afraid it was going to be like way worse, and that's why I've been putting off talking to you.
No, I get that completely,
So
but
it's like-
I'm really sorry. But nobody could like misinterpret the situation as really innocent. Clark was up to something sketchy. He was doing something wrong. He was trying to feed Meghan shots.
So, what actually happened between Clark and Meghan on the yacht? I'm not sure, because I got distracted trying to answer an even more important question. Are Sophie and Delaney secretly the same person? Or is this the first season of Siesta Key to feature a Big Brother-style twin twist? Thanks for watching. Come back in 2 weeks on Wednesday, December 7th for another Siesta Key Miami Moves recap. When Sam meets Meghan to deliver a scripted apology, Juliet participates in Miami Swim Week, and original cast member Kelsey visits the city. In the meantime, if you're so inclined, please like and subscribe. Thanks again, and happy Thanksgiving to those who are celebrating. See you in December. Bye!
Before you met me, I was, not making the best decisions, not really treating people the best, but
I feel like that's kind of the reputation that people have pushed about you.
I mean, they just are probably going off my last relationships that I've been in.
How many people from the friend group have you dated?